Hello, my name is Ashley Wool.
I'm Lexi.
Hey guys, it's Michael and I have some...
My name is George.
This is Ilaria Malvezzi.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Courtney Hunt.
Hey guys, my name is Jan Haley.
My name is Tori.
I'm Wes Melton.
I'm Aiden O'Shea, and I just finished watching Bones Rodriguez's No More Waiters video.
I had no idea what I was in for, but after the first class, I am super excited. I had no idea you could make money online.
And I am making this video to tell you about a new book that I just called No More Waiters: How to Build Your Acting Business Without a Day Job.
So I just started a mastermind program with this guy named Bones Rodriguez. And tonight we had our first session, and I have to say I'm really excited because I've learned a lot so far, but there's only more to come.
How you earn money. My mind has been blown, and I promise if you click the link below, yours will be too. If you want to earn some extra money, click the link below. If you want to quit your day job, click the link below. I don't even know why you're still listening to me. Just click the link below, and I promise you this book by Bones Rodriguez is gonna completely blow your mind.
Okay, my name is Bones Rodriguez, and welcome to this page. I want to tell you how I solve the artist's dilemma and how you can too. Okay? Now, someone told me there are two kinds of actors: those who bring the check to the table and those who get the check in the mail. That was pretty rough wake-up call for me. But what is the artist's dilemma? See, most artists want to do their art, whether it's acting, writing, dancing, painting, creating, whatever. However, you see, most often we're caught up chasing the money, which prevents us from doing the art, which is really tough. You sometimes have to choose between your art and your survival job, right? Well, how do you become that second kind of artist? How do you become the artist where you get checks in the mail? Well, it's not by doing what everyone else is doing. If 99% of actors and artists fail and never get work, you have to do something different. You do not do the usual. So what's the usual? The usual is waiting tables or temping or doing street promotions, bartending, because you're left with no time or energy to pursue your art, and you're waiting to be discovered. But I have a philosophy, and it's called No More Waiters. Okay? It's about not having a day job. See, No More Waiters is about building your acting business without a day job, which is something I've been able to do for a while. See, there's my headshot there, you know, my goatee and stuff, and that is a still from the lotto commercial that is currently running at this moment in time, where I win the lotto and I'm Manny and see my face on the wing of the plane, on the tail of the plane. Great commercial. This poster is from In the Heights, one of the dream roles I wanted to do that frankly had passed me by because I was 40 when I did it. And the guy, Usnavi, the lead, is actually 24 in the show, so I thought that it passed me by. But I haven't had a day job in over 10 years, so the way this came about is kind of amazing. See, my story is that I haven't had a day job in over 10 years, so I've been able to do all these crazy shows like this musical here, a bunch of commercials. One of this is from Olive Garden, and TV shows. This is from something I did for New York City. Look at that wig. That's an amazing wig I have on there. And I've been able to do a bunch of stuff for Sears. I did that. It was a $50,000 ad campaign. I got paid $50,000 for it. I got to be on the electric company. I've also been able to write books like this, Captain Kirk's Guide to Women, How to Romance Any Woman in the Galaxy. All because I've become that second kind of actor, the kind that gets checks in the mail. Okay? And people ask me how. I want to show them how you can also be one of the kind of actors or artists who gets checks in the mail.
I'm Erin, and today is Thanksgiving. And today I am thankful for Bones Rodriguez's No More Waiters book. He's a guy who wrote this book, and he really wants to reach out to people and teach them what he knows about one of the most amazing things he's taught me in his book is trading your time for money. He talks about it also in his mastermind class, which I've taken module 1 of 4. And he touches upon it there too as well. And he teaches us as artists, and even if you're not an artist, to go ahead and start your own business and how to start making passive residual income, which I found astronomically, incredibly awesome. Because as an actor, we can make residual income from work we've done in the past. And he teaches you how to do that with your own business.
The question is not what I am up to and what I've done, but what do you want to do? What kind of art are you pursuing? In what way would having the freedom to have checks in the mail free you up to do what you actually want to do? What would you do? Feel that idea. What if you got your monthly money without going to a job for it? I'm going to explain how that went. When someone first told that to me, it was crazy talk, so I wanted to explain how that happened. See, I went to Skidmore College, and I graduated with creative writing, which had nothing to do with being an actor, and I didn't take one theater class while I was there, but I was constantly surrounded by actors. Let's face it, they're awesome. And I ended up doing a bunch of student shows, a lot of the student musicals I did. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and was kind of good at it, so I came to New York, and I started an improv group with a bunch of my friends. Not even all those schools that are available now were not really around then. But I was doing the usual. We all were doing the usual. We all had our JOBs, our Just Over Brokes, and we did shows at night for our friends and family and whoever wanted to come whenever we got around to doing the shows, right? But while I was doing that, someone on my job asked me if I wanted to make extra money on the side. And I was like, well, sure, who doesn't? Everybody wants to make some extra money on the side. And he's like, good, I want to show you about having your own business. And to me, you know, owning a business was like, oh, I got to own a business, like a CEO, I got to pay $1 million, and I just didn't have the idea of what he meant. But what he meant was a small business, like just a small business. So I'll discuss that later. And I was like, okay. So while I was doing that, and doing shows, I ended up getting offered a full-time improv gig. So it means I would have to leave my day job for this full-time improv gig, right? And at the time, I had to weigh the risks and rewards for that. Because, frankly, the big risk was I was going to, you know, get this job, this improv gig, but it wasn't going to pay very much. But the reward was, hey, isn't that what I want to do with my life? So the risk was the full-time improv gig was gonna leave me poor. As it was, I was already scraping by on $38,000 a year that I was making. This full-time improv gig was gonna pay me $13,000 a year, you guys. Okay, so slightly more than $1,000 a month. That was gonna leave me poor, but I did it anyway. I understood the risk and I did it anyway. It made a huge difference in my life, okay? And I focused on this at-home business that I had started kind of just because I wanted to make some extra money. But I was learning internet and business ideas, and as I learned those things, those business ideas that I was learning kind of translated to this acting career that I was pursuing. So while I had this full-time improv gig, I started getting calls to do non-union commercials. I would get auditions, and I'd take off kind of from the full-time gig and go to auditions, and I got a couple non-union commercials, which was amazing. And then after that, I started booking under 5 on SVU, and I was getting other auditions all the time while I was scraping by on my improv gig and building this internet business on the side. Eventually, all the different auditions I was going on, I had to quit the full-time improv gig so I could continue growing this acting business that I was making money from. It was crazy. You know, even the non-union commercials were paying me more than a month that I was, you know, they were paying, like I had $1,500 from a non-union commercial, which was the month at the improv gig. You know what I mean? So I had to leave the full-time gig again, taking the big risk because I wanted the rewards that would come with it. Okay? And I failed for a while. For a while, it was like, oh my God, scraping by, and auditions were coming, and they weren't. And sometimes I'd book something, sometimes I wouldn't. But with this little internet business thing I had started, I was going back and forth and losing money and learning things. One day, I made $20. Now I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. And when I told my friends that I made $20 that day, they couldn't understand why I was so excited. What happened was I had set up like a little system where I was selling ebooks online, like different people's ebooks, books on hypnosis and things like that. And I would spend money on advertising. Google had just come out with their pay-per-click model. So let's say on this day, let's say I spent $100 on advertising, but I made $120 in sales in the day. So I'd made that 20 bucks. Now I wasn't trading in my time for money. It just happened during the day. That's what was so exciting. So I kept working on that, and I built it up a bit. I built it up, and we were free during the day, so I took my girlfriend to Great Adventure that day. And I had some money. I think I just booked something or whatever, but I had a bunch of money, and I was like, let's go to Great Adventure, a Six Flags amusement park. We went, and I just spent a ton of money, because usually in the past when I was little, it was always like, no, you can't do that, no, you can't do that, we can't afford this, and whatever. But that day we spent 400 bucks, just me and my girlfriend. This is actually a more recent picture of us at Dorney Park. But that day we went to Great Adventure and we spent 400 bucks, just the two of us. You have to kind of work hard to spend 400 bucks a day. But the thing is, when I got home that day and checked to see what my computer business had done, I had made 500 bucks that day. Now I just want you to imagine, you kind of overspend on Great Adventure. You just have a wonderful time with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever. You spend 400 bucks that day, came home, and I made 5 while we were at the park. That feeling was just an amazing feeling of freedom, and I wanted to keep going. So I learned some more. My best day, I built up the business till I made 1,200 bucks in one day, while, by the way, we were hanging out in Central Park. So that was amazing, and frankly, I was never going to turn back. And it's the whole idea of residuals that you make in commercials, or if you make a song that people continue to buy, doing the work once but continuing to get paid for it. That was kind of what I had started to learn. So eventually I started booking national commercials, and those were amazing. I did a McDonald's campaign that made me about $80,000 in the year. Now again, I only worked 4 days, but through the rest of the year I made like 80,000 bucks. So that freedom let me go do whatever art I wanted, do whatever shows I wanted, and I wasn't worried about the money anymore. There was no one to ask if I could take off, no one to switch shifts with me. How would it feel to have the freedom to do whatever art you wanted to do, knowing that the money wasn't going to matter? Okay? So I started looking up different opportunities and all this stuff because I had no day job, and it was an amazing feeling of freedom. So there's my headshot, and so I bring this back just to show you that this In the Heights show that I did was only going to pay 400 bucks a week. Now, I'm a grown-ass man, and living on 400 bucks a week is out of the question, except that I had this freedom, so the money didn't matter. It was just a show I wanted to do. We did it up in Cohoes. We did a wonderful job. It was great. I was amazing. But the truth is, I wouldn't have been able to do that life-affirming gig, that part that I'd wanted to do forever since I first saw the show, if I had a day job. But because I haven't had a day job in over 10 years, I was able to do that. One of the best things is that my girlfriend eventually became my wife. Look at this sweet, cute baby. She became my wife because I felt more secure. We weren't chasing.
Hey everyone, my name is Ryan McKenzie, and I am an actor and an entrepreneur and a real estate investor, among a couple other things, a writer as well. I have a blog that I own and run called workinghollywood.com. Check it out, shameless plug. But I'm making this video because I just invested in something called the No More Waiters Mastermind Group. Now, I'm not leading you on. This is how much I spent because it's important for you to know. Now, I decided to invest in myself because if you don't invest in yourself, nobody really will. I mean, maybe a boss would invest in you, but that's to make them more money, right? So I paid this money, and I've gone through the program, okay, teaching me how to make passive income. Now, for me, I just want to golf. I want to go on a boat. I want to hang out, But for you, it might be spending time with your family, or it might just be quitting your day job. There's a lot of reasons why people would like extra income. More importantly, passive income. Passive income. Now, some of the wealthiest people that I've met with and worked with and had lunch with, etc., have had that one thing in common, and that's passive income. Now, if passive income is something that's important to you, or you've heard about it, or you've thought about it, or you just even had the dream like, oh man, one day when I've got all this money, when is that one day going to come? When are you going to start taking a step towards what you really want? Now, I'm going to include a link right down here somewhere in this video. And I want you to click on this link, and I want you to go into the program and check it out. Get the mastermind program. Now, if you don't invest in yourself, and I've already said it, if you don't invest in yourself, nobody will. So here's your chance to check out a program that I've been through, and I'm letting you know is a good program. So check it out, buy it, and take care of yourself this year. Build some opportunity for yourself. Okay? I'm going to stop right there. You've seen my pitch. It's not even a pitch. It's just me talking to you, right? Just click on it. Check it out. Best of luck. And I hope that you keep pushing forward and taking care of you. Okay? Bye.
Here are some of the lessons I learned that I want you to take from me. Okay? The business is itself an art. And so as I was learning about business, I learned how to apply those same things to my art, to my acting career. So in business, I learned I had to advertise if I wanted people to buy this thing. So just like in our business, in acting, I had to send out my headshots. I had to advertise myself. I continually have to advertise myself if I want people to buy my service of being an actor. The other thing is that life changes, and things change all the time, and Google changed, and some of the things I was doing way back then are different now. I just work them in a different way. And I have to continually learn more. Just like you want to continually learn in your craft, you have to continually learn in the business of art and life, okay? The other thing I learned is the difference between assets and liabilities. If you've ever heard of or read a book named Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, oh my God, that book changed my life reading that book. The difference between an asset and liability, most people don't really understand what that is, but an asset is something that pays you money. A liability is something that takes money away. Now, I had never heard of the idea of something that just paid you money, but like I mentioned, having a commercial running pays you money. That's kind of an asset, but I have no control over it. This over here, it says pinball machine because this is the way an asset's explained. Let's say you had a pinball machine in like a barber shop somewhere that kids went, and while they were waiting to get their haircut, they went and played the pinball machine. Well, you don't have to be there earning money. You can just go over there once a week or whatever and take the money out of the pinball machine, and that money just goes in your pocket. It's an asset that you have. You don't have to trade your time for it. It's just an asset. You buy it, it gives you money, and you move on. Okay? A liability is something like your cell phone or my cell phone or a Netflix subscription. It costs money every month. And if you suddenly have no money coming in, you realize what is an asset and what is a liability. People say assets feed you, liabilities eat you. Okay? The other lesson I learned is that time is more valuable than money. A lot of people would rather trade their time for money. So working at a restaurant or working by the hour or whatever, you have decided that the certain amount of money you're getting is worth the time. But thing is, time is more valuable than money. The time you can't get back, you can't make it back. Money you can. And the way you know that time is more valuable than money is that people are very willing to pay you for your time. Okay? The other thing is that failure is the only way to success. Over and over. You have to keep auditioning and keep auditioning if you're ever going to get a gig. And just like anything else, everything you want to do, you have to go through failure to get it. And that's something I learned in business, that I kept failing. One thing I say is that I'll often try 12 things for 2 of them to work out. Okay? I also learned that good now is better than perfect never. A lot of people are waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect thing before they take action. But the truth is that good now is better than waiting for perfect, because perfect never, ever comes. I really want you to hold on to that one, that good now is better than perfect never. So your good audition today is better than your perfect one that you never get around to, okay? The other thing is that associations, groups, friends, if you want to get good at something, you got to have other people around you who are good at it also, or who are doing the thing you want to do. What I learned is that hanging around with people with jobs who said they wanted to be actors and stuff, we'd, sit around and bitch about how there were no opportunities around, yet we were kind of all hanging out at the restaurant or at the job and things like that. The biggest thing is that freedom is more important than security. Okay? The freedom of your time and the freedom of who you get to hang out with, the freedom of when you get to wake up, all that stuff is more important. It's secure to have a day job and have somebody give you your money at the end of the week or the month or whatever, but you have no freedom. You're told when to eat, when to be there, when to do all this stuff. Freedom is way more powerful and more valuable than security. So I took all those lessons that I learned. I started going to parties and people would be like, "Oh, Bones, I saw you in that thing," and blah, blah, blah. So I took what I learned, I put them in this book called No More Waiters, How to Build Your Acting Business Without a Day Job.
I'm so excited about No More Waiters. It's fantastic. I don't want to be an actor who has a day job that they can't stand anymore. I want to make money for myself. I want to have my own business and use that to promote my acting business.
I've been a waiter, I've been a bartender, I've been a hostess. I was a fit model for years, and even though that sounds glamorous, it's not. It was one of the worst jobs I had. Very high paying, but very humiliating at the same time.
To all my actors, if you're looking for a good ebook to read that can fill you with some good ideas, some concepts, then I definitely recommend No More Waiters, written by Bones Rodriguez.
For performing artists, mostly in New York like me, but probably all over the world too. So I hope you enjoy No More Waiters. I highly recommend clicking that link right now and leaving me a comment and staying in touch. Have a fantastic day.
I would like to recommend this book.
Sounds like a blast. Wholeheartedly believe that this is going to be the perfect program to help me transition to full-time coaching.
It was all interesting, it was all engaging. Basically what the book talks about is how to create residual income for yourself through various affiliate marketing programs. And if you've never heard of affiliate marketing, that's not uncommon to not have heard of it. But it's kind of weird because these are business concepts that basically make the world turn.
And yeah, I'm really excited to keep going with this program. It's going to give me the stability that I'm looking for. And if you want to check it out, if you're like me, you're sick of being a waiter or whatever day job that you have to keep you going, check out his program. There's a link below this you can click on and check it out for yourself. Let me know how you like it. We can talk about it.
Over into someone who actually gets something done and sees their dreams become a reality.
Bones talks about two different types of actors in this book. One actor is the actor that brings the check to the table, and the other actor is the actor that gets the check in the mail.
But I'll keep to the message, which is you can be the kind of actor who gets a check in the mail rather than one who brings one to the table. And if you check out his website at nomorewaiters.com, you'll find out exactly what I mean. He's got a simple program, it doesn't promise the moon, and he's a real guy. I'm really interested to learn more.
And in just an hour, he's given me hope back. Hope that I can support myself like a normal adult should be able to, pursuing the career that they choose. And it was very comfortable and supportive. It was virtual, and yeah, it felt like we were hanging out in his living room. I even met his baby, who is adorable. His name is Pike.
And I've been very successful. I've earned great money as an actor. But I've also had all of the peaks and valleys just like every other actor has. So I have definitely had a million other side jobs in the course of my acting career.
Now, as artists, as actors, we all go through that same dilemma, you know, having a daytime job and trying to chase your dreams at night.
And nothing against the company. I love the company. It's a great place to work. But it's taking away so much time and energy from all the things that I really want to be focusing on. So I finally decided I'm going to buy this book because here this guy is completely leading by example. and I might be able to learn some things.
Besides being a mother, I'm a dancer and an actor. However, I can't dedicate my time to my passions because I have a day job and I keep on trading my time for money. But I bought No More Waiters of Bon Rodriguez and it opened my mind, and he showed me there are ways to make money, good money, without having a job.
But you get tired. You get tired because you're at work and you need to get permission in order to, go on an audition. And you may be working late and you get drained, but anyway.
You can pursue your artistic career, you can have a family and spend time with your loved ones. So, buy No More Waiters, follow Bon Rodriguez, and click the link below and start getting your life back.
But I started with the core of it, No More Waiters, the newest edition, along with 2 of his webinars. And what I really enjoyed about his presentation
has a lot of benefits for very minimal investment, and it explains things very well, very thoroughly from someone who actually has gone through this and uses it.
I wrote it back in 2003, but then I refined it in 2005 and again in 2011 because I really love getting this information out as the internet changes. I mean, I've used the internet back in 2003 when I was doing it. There was no such thing as YouTube. I couldn't even make this video that I'm making now. Facebook didn't exist. There are all these new things and the internet continues to change, so I kept changing this book. And in it there are ideas for actors and artists to how to break free and pursue the art that they really want to have, to pursue the life they want to have. Ideas to get your mind going, to help you move forward. Plans for businesses. In 2003 I wasn't recommending certain things, but now in this edition I am. People who already cut hair, people who are massage therapists or who yoga instructors, personal trainers, plans for how to make those businesses divorce themselves from time. See, normally if you're a massage therapist, you only make money if your hands are working on somebody. But in this, I talk about how you can use that same business to make money and have an income without you necessarily having to be there. That, by the way, is meant for some people that it was like a huge chapter for them. They didn't even consider the idea. There are suggestions for specific businesses to run, specific things in your computer. You can actually go online and for $100, $200, create a business like that pinball machine I was talking about earlier, where you put it together, you make it work, and then it pays you. There are suggestions in there for websites to go and do. There's an email membership where I've kind of created every 6 days you get an email that gives you some more information, some motivation, things like that, so we all keep in touch and motivating each other. And in this, along with the No More Waiters package, which is what I eventually put together, is a mindset book package. There are 6 other books that come along with the one I wrote. So because what I found was knowing what to do is great, but really the motivation and belief in yourself and doing them is actually super important. So there's a book like The Science of Getting Rich, which is a phenomenal idea about just opening your mind to the possibility of creating income and making money, not having it be the thing that controls your life, instead getting control of it instead. As a Man Thinketh, which is such a wonderful, beautifully written book. The English in it is so beautiful. And it's about your thoughts and how you can control your life with your thoughts. It's very similar to The Secret. In fact, The Secret kind of took a lot of things from As a Man Thinketh and Think and Grow Rich, another very powerful classic about the life you can create with your brain. You need to put the right thoughts in your brain, but you also need the right information. Something I'm fond of saying, and I should have put it on this slide, is that the difference between what you have now and what you want is just applied knowledge. So if you can get some of this knowledge and apply it, you can reach what you want. And a couple other books that are just fantastic: Thought Force in Business and Everyday Life, The Magic Story, and Practical Mental Influence. All things to help you get in your right mindset so that you can build your acting business or your art business, whatever, without a day job. You can get all this over at nomorewaiters.com, and I hope you go over there now and get this package. This is a testimonial from Bob Fraser, the late great Bob Fraser, may he rest in peace, who is just a wonderful coach for actors, both in technique and in the business side. He says, Bones Rodriguez is a New York actor and web entrepreneur whose book, No More Waiters, is pretty much the Bible of how to make a living without having a jobby job. Thank you so much, Bob Fraser. Bob Fraser, I'm sorry he left us before we could really work together really well. Such a wonderful guy. And so please go over to No More Waiters and get that package. So like I said before at the beginning, there are two kinds of artists. Those who bring the check to the table and those who get the check in the mail. If you want to be that second part, that second type, go over to No More Waiters. You can get it now. There's no more waiting. You know, whatever the risk you imagine, the rewards are so much more powerful, and it's 100% money-back guarantee. When you go over to nomorewaiters.com, you can get the package. There's a 100% money-back guarantee. If you try something in there and it doesn't really strike you, then you can get all your money back. What I want you to understand is that just like I was talking before about the risk versus the rewards, here's the risk is whatever the package costs when you go over there. I hope that you see so much more value in the possibility. Just like I had to see the risk versus reward in taking the full-time improv gig, just like I had to take the risk reward versus pursue more. I hope that you see the whatever it costs is less of a risk than the rewards of getting this package, because I really worked very hard on it, and I don't know, it's just one of the favorite things I've done over at nomorewaiters.com. So stop waiting, say yes, go get it over at nomorewaiters.com. My name is Bones Rodriguez, and I hope that you're on the mailing list and you email me questions. That's it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Inside this ebook, Bones addresses that. And so he gives different ideas, different concepts that if used, then you will have the ability, then you could possibly have the ability in order to leave that day job and focus 100% on your acting career or on your modeling career or chasing your music, whatever it is that you want to do. You'll be able to leave that daytime job alone and focus more on your artistry. That is amazing.
I hope everybody has a good one.
Thanks so much and good luck, guys.
Check out No More Waiters, written by Bones Rodriguez. It changes the game of acting.